Helen Yee here with Eyes on the Game in Abu Dhabi on Fight Island, being joined by Mr. Michael Chandler. Now, it's been a whirlwind for you since you signed with the UFC. How has this whole experience been like?
It's been a lot of fun. You know, it's everything has happened fast, but I thrive in the chaos. I thrive in the uncertainty. I thrive into being thrown into the deep waters, you know. So it was a very short exclusive period with Bellator, and then really quickly we started negotiating, and I knew I wanted to end up right here talking to you in Abu Dhabi, you know, signed with the UFC. I knew I wanted that. I just didn't know if that door was going to be opened in the right manner. You know, when I had a phenomenal deal with Bellator, had other great offers, and I wasn't sure where the offer from the UFC was going to come in. And it definitely came in and exceeded our expectations, and it was an easy yes for me. So I'm very happy to be here. Very soon after, I got the phone call from Dana. Hey, October 24th, would you fight? I said, absolutely. Tony Ferguson or Poirier, would you fight them? I said yes. And then after that, he said, okay, strike number 2, would you be the backup for the world title fight? I said absolutely. So I'm a guy who says yes. I'm a guy who wants to fight. You know, I've never turned down a fight. I've never missed weight, and I've never pulled out of a fight. So here I am doing my job, doing exactly what I said I would do.
Yes, here in Abu Dhabi on Fight Island. What do you think about this island?
This is really cool. I mean, I've never been to the Middle East. This hotel is ridiculous, as you can see by the amazing view out here overlooking the harbor. There's an $85 million yacht down there. We Googled it. We're like, how much you think that yacht costs? So there's, you know, it's a different side of the world over here. The staff, the amenities, the hospitality has been absolutely amazing. And, you know, I'm excited about my first UFC fight week, whether I get to fight or not. Obviously, I'm going to go through the motions. I'm going to do all the media. I'm going to make weight. Chances of me fighting at this point may be slim to none. We don't know, but we still have another couple coronavirus tests. If there was ever a time for a guy to be waiting in the wings to be the replacement, 2020 is that year, because you never know what could happen. You never know what could happen this year. So it's been a great experience so far, and Abu Dhabi is awesome.
Well, I'm glad to hear that you're enjoying everything. You just mentioned that Tony Ferguson and Dustin Poirier, you were offered both of them, but Tony turned you down.
I respect Dustin Poirier. I respect Tony Ferguson. I respect these guys. I don't want to come into the UFC stomping my feet, demanding things. Obviously, Dana has plans for me in my career. He has plans for the trajectory of my career, and he also has a view of where I stand in the lightweight division by offering me Tony Ferguson and Dustin Poirier right out of the gate. And that's what I wanted. I would love a top 5 guy right away. Either I am who I say I am, or I'm not. We get to find out pretty quickly. You know, these guys have cut their teeth and they've paid their dues, so they get to make their decisions based upon the best scenario for them, and I'm never going to fault them for that. I just know I'm waiting in the wings and I'm ready to fight. You got Khabib and Gaethje who are fighting this weekend. You got Conor and Poirier who are booked, so that leaves Tony Ferguson and kind of the odd man out. If he doesn't want to fight anybody above, you know, ranked above him, I'm the perfect guy who's going to come in with a bunch of hype, you know, dispatch of me and continue to move forward if you think you can.
Now, if you don't get the chance to fight this weekend, when would you like to fight Tony Ferguson?
You know, I've been training since March. You know, I've been in training camp since March, training for that last fight on my Bellator contract. Basically took 1 week off, took a little bit of damage. Even though my last fight was only 2 minutes, I took a little bit of damage in shin, rib, hand, shoulder. So I was kind of working around some injuries this last training camp, but I jumped right in for this opportunity. I'd like a little bit of rest and recovery, a little bit of time off. I would love to spend the holidays with my family, who I haven't been able to give my heart and soul to much of 2020 at all, because I haven't been able to travel back and forth to see them as I'm training down in Florida. But you got to you got to strike while the iron is hot. So we'll see what happens. I mean, in the next couple months, I'm definitely ready to fight.
Well, January 23rd, Conor versus Dustin. That fight might be at 170. What do you think about that rematch, potentially at welterweight?
That's, you know, it's very interesting. I mean, they fought 2 weight classes lower last time. They fought
featherweight.
They fought at 145, which is crazy to think that these guys are fighting at 170 now. But, you know, I'm actually a fan of this. I'm a fan of fighting 155ers at 170. You know, it's kind of the approach of, hey, we're basically the same size. Why don't we just forego the 15 pounds of water that we're going to cut? You know, if I knew that it wasn't going to mess with my title chances, the chances of me fighting for the title, I would ask for the if I do fight Tony Ferguson, I would love to fight Tony Ferguson at 170 because I think we're going to be the same weight anyway. Yeah. Why not just not cut that last 10, 15 pounds of water? But at the end of it, the most important thing to me is that road to the title. So if I need to make 155, if I need to make championship weight whenever I fight him, I'll do it. But I'm not a huge fan of cutting weight, especially now that I did it December of last year and then August and then now October and then here in a couple months. So it's going to be 4 times in 12 months. So it's but it's part of the game. This is what I signed up for.
Yes, absolutely. And I know you made your pro debut August 2009. You're a huge student of the game, always evolving. But is this how you always envisioned your career to play out?
No, I guess I didn't really have a vision. Honestly, I started fighting in the sport not thinking I was really going to make a career of it. I wasn't sure if it was going to really work out. But here we are 11 years later, 26 fights later, 3 world titles later. A lot of ups, a couple downs, a lot of pain. But I've enjoyed the ride, and I think right now is the perfect time for me to be signed with the UFC. I think 2 years ago, I wouldn't have been ready. 4 years ago, I wouldn't have been ready to be the superstar, to be the world champion, to be the UFC champion that I know I can be within the next 12 months. And I'm glad that I made the transition. And we're gonna take it as it comes. I have no idea what this weekend's gonna hold. I have no idea what's gonna happen next month. So we'll see what happens.
And lastly, again, if you don't fight this weekend, how do you see Khabib versus Justin Gaethje playing out?
I've said this numerous times. I think the Justin Gaethje that stepped into that cage against Tony Ferguson was the best lightweight on the planet that night. I think if Justin Gaethje can come at Khabib, calm, composed, focused, and focus on and obviously stop the takedowns. But Khabib and Tony Ferguson are 2 different animals. You kind of had to take it. You kind of had to take it to Tony Ferguson, but also pump the brakes a little bit because you don't want to get into a firefight. Whereas I feel like with Khabib, Justin Gaethje might be the kryptonite that Khabib has never seen before. A guy who can wrestle and is just a dog in there. So we're gonna see what happens when Khabib gets hit hard and sees his own blood, like Justin's talking about. I think you're a fool if you ever bet against Khabib. So if I was a betting man, you bet on the undefeated guy. But I think Justin Gaethje is by far the best, the biggest and baddest test of Khabib's career so far.
But we are all looking forward to your anticipated UFC debut. Thank you so much for your time and congrats on all your success.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.